Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of In the Man Cave. As always, I'm Josh, and for the most part, as always, joined with me is Mr. Shane. Shane, how are you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm pretty good, man. Pretty good. So, any stories you want to share before we get into this?
No, I don't have anything right off the top of my head. I wasn't expecting to get asked. So yeah, I don't have anything. I'm sorry. Do you have anything, Josh?
No, I'm good. So we're gonna be doing our top 5 favorite movies.
At the time, currently, because I don't have
Yes.
a top overall.
Yes, because I'm sure in like 6 months or so it's gonna change.
And just your kind of mood, like, oh, I don't want to be happy. I don't want to watch this happy fucking ass movie. I want to watch, something that will make my bawl my eyes out. I can't even speak right now.
You want a movie that'll make you cry?
Yeah,
Hachi, the story of a dog.
I never seen it.
Don't watch it.
Okay,
Yeah. Oh
I'll
my
never
god.
see it then.
This dude, like he goes to train every day, and like he dies or something like that, and then his dog goes with him to the station every day, and he waits at the station for him to get back, and then they go home. Well, he dies. Hachi still waits for him every day at the
Yep.
train station. He goes there, then he comes back and waits for him every single day, and he dies there.
Isn't that like Futurama or something like that?
Futurama parodied it, yes, but
And
think about like Odin going to
yeah,
your
oh,
work
I
every
know,
day.
I know.
Is he in there
It's
with you
like
right now?
no, he's out in the living room.
Okay.
But it's like when you see drunk driving ads, like don't drink and drive. Your dog won't understand why you don't come home.
Man. Yeah, we don't deserve dogs, dude.
Okay, so on a more well, maybe happier note,
Actually, no, I want to say more. You know, like when you're playing with dogs and they start sneezing a bunch?
yeah.
They do that to let us know that they're just playing around, they're not attacking us.
Okay.
Like, come on. That's just the cutest thing ever. Like, I don't want to hurt you, so I'm going to sneeze. Like, that's adorable.
Yes, that is.
Oh, man. Okay, so, yeah. Let's go 5-1. Okay?
Okay. All right.
So, you go ahead first.
Okay, so my first one is role models. It has been a while since I've seen this movie, so like I won't know all the details. I do apologize. I did not prepare for this podcast as I should. Um, but Paul Rudd and what's his Michael Austin? What's his name? The guy from American Pie. Michael Austin
Jason
Scott.
Biggs?
No, the guy with the three names. Stifler. What's his name?
Oh, it's not Michael. It starts with like a J.
Jason Michael Scott. Something Michael Scott. I don't know. Anyways,
Sean William Scott.
Sean William Scott, of course.
We were
Something
getting
close to
there.
my name. Um, they're two screw ups that I need to role model these kids. One is um like oh god from Super Bad. He's one of the kids, and there's another kid in there. And it's just a fun story to watch. And then they LARP, which is
Live action role
first
play.
yeah first introduced me to that, which I mean I obviously don't do, but it was cool to watch in the movie, and it just ties together very well, obviously. And yeah, and Paul Rudd is a good actor, and he's in another movie I have on my list, and I enjoy his acting.
Paul Rudd's
So
great. I really do enjoy Paul Rudd. Kirsty thinks he's pretty.
wait, he looks the same since the 90s, so
Yeah.
okay, so number 5 for you, Josh.
The Blues Brothers. I fucking love this movie. I've always liked this movie. My dad hates movies. Like, he doesn't like to sit still. He'll sit still in a combine for 8-9 hours a day and just mindlessly stare at corn and beans and harvest it, and that's fine. And no radio because he doesn't like music because he's weird. But sit through a 2-hour movie? Nah, I want to fuck. Like, what the fuck? Who? Anyway, but he loves the Blues Brothers, and that's why I love the Blues Brothers. John Belushi, the one who died. John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd. It's got Aretha Franklin in there, Cab Calloway, all these blues legends that I'm not going to get into because most of our audience probably will not know who any of them are, including you. Like Steve Cropper, Donald Duck Dunn,
Donald Duck, okay.
not Donald Duck, but like Matt Murphy, all these guys that are really great. You probably have no idea who they are. Anyway, it's a great movie. It's a great story. They're trying to raise money for an orphanage that they were growing up in, and the nun, the penguin, she doesn't let him steal. They don't let him. She's like, I don't want you to steal the money, because they're like, well, we'll get it, no time. It's like, I don't want your stolen money. So they have to like get their band back together and perform shows to make the money, and then they do, and like half the movie is about them getting the band back together, and the other half is them playing like different shows, and they like come to Kokomo, Indiana, which is about 3 hours away from here. They play a show, and then they go to Chicago, and where they're based out of, and they perform this giant show that's just so good, and then they bust out of there, and Carrie Fisher's in there, and she keeps trying to kill John Belushi because he cheated on her, and she's like shooting him with like an M16. He's got like a fucking rocket launcher. It's a great movie. It's directed by John Landis. Came out in 1980. John Landis directed another movie, which is the next movie I'm going to say after Shane's. So, Shane, number 4.
Okay. I'm going to give you a hint and see if you can guess it. And you're obviously going to guess it. Maybe. I shouldn't say obviously. But, wah! Does that do anything? Okay. It's Inception.
Never seen that movie.
Okay. So, I don't even know what to think of this movie. It has some great people with Leo and Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Tom Hardy and all those other people, and Ellen Page, and more people that I can even name here. I just remember sitting through that movie going, this is so visually good, and then at the end going, what just happened? And I know the ending is always up to the person's interpretation, and I don't know, I remember because after the movie, hanging out with friends and just being so hyped because I just watched this movie, and it's just always stuck with me since then, and I don't know why. The girl who plays Maul, I forget her name, but just she had a great performance too, and it was just it's such a good movie, Josh. I don't know how you could have not seen this yet, but I'm not the type of person to be like, oh, this is great, you really need to watch it, but I feel like you should put it in your queue eventually. And yeah, it's just a really good movie, and I think it's also because I like the Nolan Batman trilogy too, and most of the people in the Batman movies are in Inception, so it's just one movie about. It was a new movie too, I think, like a different concept. It wasn't a remake, it wasn't a sequel. It was just, here's a fresh concept. This is what we're doing, and you're just gonna leave totally confused.
Yeah, I've heard that, and I've had a lot of people tell me I should watch it, but I just never got around to watching it.
Oh, I get that, because there's some movies that people are like, you never seen this? And I'm like, yeah, I just never took the time, or, time goes by quick and I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask you, sorry to, do you like Blues Brothers 2000 then, or just
It's okay. I enjoy it, but I like Blues Brothers way better. Do you like Blues Brothers 2000?
I don't think I've ever seen it, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I've seen the original Blues Brothers, though, so.
So good. Do you like it?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, so for future, if you've seen a movie that I list, you can fucking talk about it too, motherfucker.
Sorry, I don't remember that well, but I did see that. Sorry.
It's all right. It's a great movie. Okay, my number 4, also directed by Mr. John Landis, An American Werewolf in London. I fucking love this movie. It's so good. So good. It revolutionized horror fiction. What? Horror comedy, I mean. I say horror because if you say horror, it sounds like you're saying whore. And like, horror comedy, it's called porno. Anyway, it revolutionized horror comedy, and the visual effects are so, like, for the time, are so amazing. And, like, the Oscars, that's the movie one, right? The Oscars created a category called like the best makeup or whatever because of that movie, because of the makeup and stuff, like in transition from man to werewolf is so fucking amazing. It's all practical effects. I encourage you guys, if not watch the movie, which you should, it's amazing. Go out there and look up American Werewolf in London transformation scene, and you can see him turn from man to werewolf, and it's amazing. You do see his butt, so just letting you know. But no, the movie is great. These guys are backpacking in Europe, and they go to this pub called the Slaughtered Lamb, and they're typical American tourists, and the guys are like, "Get out of here," because they're like poking around and stuff like that when they shouldn't, and they go out there, and then they get attacked by a werewolf, and one guy dies, and the other guy lives. He goes to the hospital, and he keeps having visions of his friend Jack is like back from the dead, and he's like mutilated, and he's like, you need to kill yourself because the werewolf's bloodline needs to be destroyed in order for me to move on. I'm stuck in limbo until it happens. And he's like, you're not real. And then he shows up again. He's like more decayed, and he's like, Jack, why are you here? Blah 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 blah. And then it just ends in this climactic, like, I'm not gonna give it away, but it's really good. I could talk all day about it, but I'm not going to because we have time limit. Not really, but Shane, number 3.
Another Paul Rudd movie. I Love You, Man.
Oh, that's a good movie. I like that one.
Because okay, I'm a married guy, and when I proposed, I was like, okay, now I had to figure out the wedding party, and I did have people. I just didn't know, best man, groomsmen, all that stuff. But back before I met Alyssa and all that stuff, and trying just thinking about it after watching that movie, I was like, I'm kind of in the same boat, which I wasn't. I just wasn't thinking. And it's just great. His relationship with Jason Segel in the movie is just great. And I feel like I'm Paul Rudd. I forget the guy's name in the movie now, but I used to remember. I feel like I was him for the longest time because throughout my life I had more friends that were girls than guys. But yeah, it's a great comedy. Obviously, it's Paul Rudd, and I said before I like Paul Rudd, and Andy Samberg's in it as his gay brother, which you can't beat Andy Samberg, and the guy from Reno 911. I can't think of his name right now.
Thomas
Lou
Lennon?
Ferrigno, I think. Lou Ferrigno's in it, so the Hulk's in it. The Hulk and the Ant-Man meet for the first time, and
That's right. Yeah.
yeah, it's just it's a good movie. It has a good ensemble cast, if you want to call it that, I guess. But yeah, and I love you, man.
I love you, man. So my number 3 is Back to the Future Part 2. I fucking love that movie. It's so funny. It's so great. Like the alternate timelines, him going to the future, then have to go back to the past, and then go to current time, and like, it's just really good. And it ties in so freaking well. I love it. I love it so much. I don't even have to say that much about it, just because it's so freaking great. So that's all I'm gonna say. Shane, what's your number 2?
Man on a Ledge.
I've never heard of that.
Never seen it? Okay, so it's a really good movie. Don't ask me to name anybody who's in it. I know Elizabeth Banks in it. The guy who, do you ever see Avatar?
Like with the Na'vi and
blue
stuff?
People,
Yes.
Blue people, Avatar. Yeah, the main guy from Avatar, he's in it. He's the main guy in the movie. I want to say, I think Falcon's in this movie. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of people that from other movies in this, obviously. But this guy, he breaks out of prison, and then he does a stunt where he's on the ledge, and that's where the movie kind of takes place. I don't want to give anything away because there's twists and turns throughout the movie. But definitely check it out because it's when I first saw it, it was very intense for me, and I can still watch it and get the same feelings even though I know what's going to happen the whole time. It's just a good movie.
Sounds interesting.
I don't.
Go ahead.
So no, I'm not going to ruin anything. But so he's in jail. I forget why he's in jail at the beginning, but the reason why they let him out is his dad dies. So he goes to the funeral, sees his brother, and starts fighting with his brother. Well, that in turn, he gets away because then he gets in a car and jumps over the train tracks as the train goes by. So then that's how he gets away from the cops at the beginning. And then he wants to jump, but the Elizabeth Banks gets in it because I guess she had a failed one previously, and he said, "I'm only gonna talk to her. I'm only gonna talk to her," and that's how she gets in it. But yeah, that's the movie. Well,
Gotcha.
the beginning of it. It's
Gotcha.
really good. It's better than what I'm describing right now. It's just a really good movie. I wouldn't put it as my number 2 right now if it wasn't that good.
This sounds good, man. I might have to check it out.
Okay, your number 2?
Okay, so my number 2 is Star Wars Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back. Oh my god, this movie is so damn good. It's just, yeah, you find out, Luke, I am your, no, it's no, I am your father. No! My voice is breaking out because I can't go that high, but yeah, it's just, oh my god, it's fucking great. You got Lando Calrissian, yes, and fucking Yoda. Meet Yoda for the first time. It's just, man, it's so good. It's so good. It's so damn good. Like fucking teddy balls. It's so good. I don't know why I can't say more about it. It's just so great. Wonderful. And you get to see Han Solo just cut open a tauntaun, and you see all that like maggot looking shit like falling out, and oh, so good, man. So cool.
I need to watch this. So
Yeah, you need to. Shane has
can't
only
say
ever
anything.
seen one, and he's seen the worst one. Episode 1. He's an idiot. Do you have any honorable mentions?
Not this time. Nope.
Shane.
I'm sure I can name every movie, like all the Harry Potter movies. Like that's honorable mention.
There you go.
Yeah, honorable mention Harry Potter movies. Just
Number
because I
one.
didn't want to list any ones. Okay. Do
Wait.
you have any honorable mentions?
Yeah, let me do mine. Hot Tub Time Machine. Love that fucking movie. So fucking funny. You need to watch it if you haven't seen it already. Tropic Thunder. Tropic fucking Thunder. Again, great movie. Go see it. Fucking Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny. I love that movie. Jack Black is so funny. I don't know why I'm so excited right now, but it's good. Okay, Shane. Number 1.
So all your excitement's gonna leave when I say my number 1. Can you guess my number 1 movie?
It's probably
right now?
something stupid like Wonder Woman or Justice League.
It's Justice League.
What a moron. Okay, so that was the In the Man Cave podcast. I'm just kidding. Go ahead, man.
I mean, I've said it before on this podcast multiple times. I remember talking about it. It's just being a fan of all this stuff growing up as a kid and seeing it on the big screen. The
all
first
of it
time,
together. Yeah.
all of it together. And I know people can argue, but done well enough that it's not like, hey, I'm Batman. I'm Superman. And here's Wonder Woman. Like it was just so well put together. Even because up to this point, only Batman or Superman and Wonder Woman had their standalone movies. There was Batman vs Superman to
we
Batman.
have seen Flash though in Suicide Squad.
I mean, in a scene or two, but like they hadn't had a Flash movie and a Cyborg. Like it wasn't like Marvel where like everyone had to have a movie before they put them all together.
Well, yeah.
But like the Cyborg and Flash were just done so well, and Aquaman obviously they were brought in so well, and they stole a show like always. Because I feel like the new characters always steal a show just because it's a breath of fresh air. Some of the Maj Podge you could tell definitely between Josh Whedon and Zack Snyder, but it was overall a good movie and probably be my favorite for a long time. I don't see Infinity Wars coming anywhere near this.
I don't know, man. Infinity War looks pretty friggin' sweet.
I'm not saying it doesn't look good. It's just one plot hole I just thought of over the weekend is in Civil War, Wakanda was all for the Accords because they wanted to put the Avengers in check. Here, they have a whole secret place that they don't tell anyone about. So, like, who's the hypocrite there? Like, Wakanda should have been against the Accords because if they find out what Wakanda has, they're kind of gonna come hard down their ass. But, anyways, I don't want to get into that. Josh, what is your number one?
Wow. If anybody knows me, they already know this. This movie, this is my opinion, sure, but this movie is the best movie ever made.
Shawshank Redemption.
No, but that's another really good one. I remember the first time I saw Andy Dufresne. No, but it was a great, great, great movie. Vietnam War hero, ping pong world champion, ladies and gentlemen, Forrest Gump. Oh my God, I love me some Forrest Gump. It's like Forrest Gump is like he inspires Elvis to do the hip dancing that got him banned from the Ed Sullivan Show. He fucking
discovered Watergate.
And when he calls and the guy says Frank Wells, hotel security, Frank Wells was the guy who found Watergate. So it's like Forrest Gump called Frank Wells in real life so Frank Wells could go check it out, and he did it. Like, it's all this little shit. Like, Forrest Gump is secretly America's star child. He fucking goes off and fights in Nam. He is a war hero. He
Drinks a bunch of Dr. Pepper.
Drink about 17 Dr. Peppers. What can I say? Like, he might be, slow, yes, retarded, maybe, but he's just, it's amazing. He loved Jenny so much. She treated him like crap. He finally gets to marry her, though. He just dedicates his life to her, pretty much. Forrest Gump is just a model citizen, man. He ran across country and inspired people everywhere just because I felt like running. He fucking... Oh, dude, just... Forrest Gump, man. Forrest Gump. One of my favorite lines there is they're in Vietnam. Of course, they refer to the enemy as Charlie. That's just the thing to do. So we was looking for some guy named Charlie. We never found him. I love that.
For some reason, I don't think I would ever pick Forrest Gump as your favorite movie.
Really?
I don't know why. I mean, I'm sure you'd like it, but like I was thinking like Godfather or like Schindler's List or like
those are both great movies.
I don't know.
Have you ever seen Schindler's List before?
Yes, I even watched it in school.
Did you really? Yeah, we watched it in school, but we had to have like special permission slips, and half the class wasn't allowed to watch it.
Oh, my history teacher didn't care. She's like, you guys are gonna see this movie.
Wow.
Like, I'm not even gonna. Like, I don't even think permission slips were sent home. Like, we were in high school. It was like almost, I think it was junior year of high school. Or no, it was senior. Yeah, it was senior year of high school. She's like, you guys are watching this movie. I don't care.
So, Kirsty, you can tell me this if I'm wrong, but, she says that her class watched, they watched Gladiator in school.
I feel like I watched Gladiator at school, too.
I think it was in band though, so they just kind of were like, yeah, let's watch it. The only other movie I can remember that we watched that the only thing that I can remember that we watched that we needed permission slip for was called like the Kingdom of Heaven or something like that. It was with Orlando Bloom. It was about the Crusades, and there were some, believe it or not, in a highly conservative town that we all lived in, there were a few people that were raised by non-Christians, and they didn't want their kids watching it. I think there were 3 people in my class who did not watch that movie. But yeah.
I feel like there was never a movie that we got a permission slip sent home for. Like, not saying there could have been, I just don't remember it all. The only thing I remember like that is sex ed, but that's different than watching a movie.
When we had sex ed, the guys had to go out and sit in the hallway when the girls watched their titty movie. And then when we watched videos about how to fill your balls and stuff,
yeah,
Of course, we were in 10th grade, so we're all giggling, when this guy starts grabbing the sack. Like,
it was that old for you guys?
huh?
You guys first had sex ed in 10th grade?
We watched those videos. First sex ed was in 5th grade.
Okay, alright.
And that was even funnier because we were 11, so our voices were cracking. I'll get to that in a second. But no, 10th grade, when we're watching this movie, Mrs. Johnson, OG Bobby Johnson, she passes around this fake nutsack for us to practice how to feel for lunch.
Yeah.
And we were like throwing it at each other because it was like in like the noise like that, and it sounded like actual skin, and it felt like a real sack. It was weird. It was so fucking funny. I guess she got it from a prosthetic. Her husband knew somebody who worked for like a prop department.
Okay. Yeah.
For a play. There was a big Paramount Theater. They put on plays in Anderson, and they did prosthetics all the time, and they had somebody make a prosthetic nutsack. But no, 5th grade we did the sex talk, and they were talking with us, and the guy's like, "Does anybody here know what the male sex organ is called?" And no one was talking. It was so quiet. We're trying so hard not to laugh, and somebody raises his hand. Parker Williams, I'll never forget. He's like, his voice is cracking. He's like, "Penis." Everyone starts cracking up, and the guy's like, "Yes, I understand. It's funny, but I have one, and your teacher has one, and George Bush even has one." And somebody's like, "No, he doesn't," or something like. It was funny. I miss being. I wish I could sit back and like observe life through 11-year-old Josh's eyes, just to laugh at all the immature shit I used to laugh at, that I still do. Like the one time that this girl named Stevie, she was sitting in class, and like she was one of those people who would get the giggles, like everything anybody said. And like I said something to make her laugh, or did something to make her laugh, and it was quiet. It's like just cuts a big one in the middle of class. Oh my god. Oh man, that was so funny. Okay, so do you have anything else, Shane?
No, that's everything for me for this episode.
You sound so enthralled by my story.
Sorry. I was trying to look up because I was just gonna say thanks to everyone, because I feel like at the end of last year we're only at like 100 downloads on our podcast and stuff, and we're almost hitting 160. We're at 159 right now.
Yeah, so, which is amazing. Thank you so much, guys, for doing that.
So I don't know like how all of a sudden it seemed like 11 days ago we're just hitting 100. Now it's like we're 60 over that. Like this just seems so surreal to me that we're this far ahead right now.
Yeah, it's really great, people. So thanks so much. Make it more so we can give you, not that this is bad quality like my fart stories I just told. That wasn't bad quality. That was funny. If you don't laugh at that, you're not American, okay? Anyway.
Hey, we have Australians listening to this, mate.
We do have some. Hey, good day, mate. Welcome to Australia. Put another shrimp on a pub, eh? We're going to lose our Australian contingent now. Anyway.
Already.
Yes. Follow us on social media. In the Man Cave Pod on Twitter and Facebook. Look up our YouTube channel if you don't want to listen to it on podcast apps. We're on every major podcasting platform you can think of. Check us out. Leave us a review. Interact with us. We'll interact with you. Shane, anything else?
Nope, that's everything.
All right, people. We will see you later.